The one and only Balzac, Puccini. The one and only Ivan. Like us here, we have a smaller outfit, smaller performance team, performing team. There is in this mall a group of animals that are at the center of this romantic comedy, Disney. We understand that the real story on which this is based is much more interesting, but it wouldn't, as one critic put it, it wouldn't do for a Disney story. I assume, and I don't want to find more about that because I'm sure it's sad. I mean, that's where the Disney positive, or perhaps there's a helicopter somewhere there, and that's why they're a bit agitated, and they say hello to him. Perhaps thinking it's a big bird flying around. It could be too sad, and that's not Panglossian as Disney would have it. I guess I don't know. And it is emotional. There are things we would surely love in it. The result is not extraordinary if you ask this viewer. I didn't like. There's blue and gold macaw there, and I didn't like the fact that it was not real. I mean, these are real. They're not. We don't have the means. That's also to. And when I say we, I mean us three. That no one else in our team here. To produce artificial computer-generated birds or anything. But the one there, well, technology has advanced, and it's unbelievable how they've made Ivan and the rest, and the elephants, the seal, and well, I would buy even if a macaw if I wouldn't be with my friend here. But knowing him and being with him for, what is it now, about 13 years, I guess, and about 10 with the other one, Puccini, red and green. It felt somewhat, or not just somewhat, quite awkward. Now about the theme of animal rights, which is important in there. I mean, the fact that they have to perform tricks. In the past, they used to use force, and it's not their place to be there in the muse, even if it's children quite often, and adults. Some would even criticize the very idea of the Disney film, which is also using, isn't it? If indirectly, animals, computer generated, but their story for profit eventually. That's some question. I mean, there will be some who would even say about these guys, why do they have to stay here under this net? Well, that's one thing we have to answer to. There is the other side of this argument, that they're friends, okay, and more than friends, family. I mean, my boys. But I know I've read in what was that? Maybe it'll come to me. A book that was popular. They even made a film based on that. the director who made Crouching Tiger, Hidden Ang Lee, made it. Anyway, the idea in there that the father of the hero had a zoo. The hero also worked at the zoo, and he says at one point that about this issue with zoo and people who say, well, animals prefer it in the wild, and more or less. I mean, maybe I don't get. Definitely, I don't have the quote. Maybe I don't even get the sense, the gist of it in the book. It's just what I'm left with. But he says animals love it to be fed, to be not to have to be in a panic all the time, be worried that they will be eaten, and also that they won't get something to eat. And it's wonderful if they're taken care of. They don't have to worry that they will die, and also they don't have to fear that they will not find something to eat. And if they don't worry anyway, that it's a good thing that they're provided with food and all that. There's more to this, of course, and that's not to be solved here. And if you want them and you free them, and then you say they will be fine in the Amazon forest, go ahead, come and take them. Especially this guy who's wild, noisy, crazy, screaming once in a while when the mood takes him. So that's part of the film which might be interesting, inviting some debate over this, thought-provoking in that sense. But otherwise, I think it's Sam Rockwell, Bryan Cranston. They're not really. Life of Pi. That was it. Came back to me. That was the book, and of course the film, which was quite successful. Again with computer-generated tiger and more. So quite disappointing, if you ask me.